July 14, 1959, Metropolitan Hospital. Just 3 days before her death, Billie Holiday told her closest friend Carmen McRae something incredible. "Whoever kills me, I will have my revenge, because after I die, the truth will come out." There was such a gleam in Lady Day's eyes at that moment that Carmen felt as if Billie could see the future. Even more surprising was Billie saying, "In 1999, everyone will learn the truth." And indeed, in 1999, FBI files began to be declassified and suspicious circumstances surrounding Billie's death came to light. Lady Day had also given Carmen an envelope and said, "Open this in 2025. Carmen kept this envelope for 45 years and left it to the Billie Holiday Foundation before her death in 2004. With the arrival of 2025, when the notes found inside the envelope were opened, the prophecies that emerged shocked the world. If you want to discover all the mysterious details of this story, please subscribe and turn on notifications, because Billie Holiday's final prophecies will reveal shocking truths about the future of the music world. July 14, 1959, when Carmen McRae came to Metropolitan Hospital to visit Billie Holiday, she realized that Lady Day's condition was much more serious than she had thought. Although Billie had weakened physically, her mind had never been clearer. The moment Carmen entered her room, Billie called her over and began speaking in whispers. "Carmen, I have very little time left and there are things I need to tell you." There was something unusual about Lady Day's manner of speaking. Carmen had spent thousands of hours with Billie over the years, but she had never seen her speak this way. Billie's voice was monotone, as if it were coming from somewhere else, and her eyes were focused on a distant point. "I will have my revenge after death," Billie said, "because the truth will surely come out. They think they've silenced me, but this will be their biggest mistake." The most surprising moment was when Billie began giving Carmen specific dates. "There will be great revelations in 1999, Lady Day said. "People will learn how I really died. FBI files will open, and then everyone will understand that I am a victim of murder." Carmen found these words meaningless at the time, because 1999 was 40 years away, and giving such specific dates didn't seem logical. However, in 1999, FBI files were indeed opened under the Freedom of Information Act, and suspicious circumstances surrounding Billie's death came to light. Even more mysterious was Billie's prophecy for the year 2025. Lady Day gave Carmen a sealed envelope and said, "Open this in 2025. By then, the music world will undergo a great transformation, and my story will be told completely." When Carmen asked why she needed to open the envelope on such a distant date, Billie's answer was, "Because by then, humanity will be ready to hear the truth. In 2025, everything hidden will be revealed through technology." When 1999 arrived, Carmen McRae remembered Billie Holiday's prophecy from 40 years earlier and was amazed. That year, FBI files really did begin to be declassified and suspicious documents related to Lady Day's death emerged. The Operation Strange files found in the Federal Bureau of Investigation archives showed that Billie Holiday had been systematically monitored for 20 years, and that her death might not have been coincidental. The most surprising detail in Billie's prophecy was her saying that a system called the Internet would emerge and secret information would spread through it. While such technology couldn't even be imagined in 1959, Lady Day had told Carmen, "In the future, people will be able to access all information through small boxes in their hands." Carmen had considered these words at the time as the product of Billie's morphine-affected mind, but when the Internet became widespread in the late 1990s, she saw that this prophecy was also real. The most dramatic was Billie's prophecy that the music industry will completely change and artists will no longer be dependent on record companies. The emergence of Napster and online music platforms in 1999 started exactly the revolution Lady Day had described. As Carmen watched these prophecies come true one by one, she began to understand how profound Billie's strange conversations in her final days had been. One of the most shocking documents in the FBI files was a nurse's report stating that Billie Holiday had spoken about future intelligence 3 days before her death at the hospital. These reports stated that Lady Day had made prophecies such as music will come from machines in the 2000s, and black artists will dominate the industry but the price will be heavy. The mainstreaming of hip-hop music in the 2000s and artists like Jay-Z and Beyoncé rising to the top of the industry confirmed these prophecies. From 1959 to 2004, Carmen McRae kept the sealed envelope that Billie Holiday had given her in a special safe. Carmen didn't mention this envelope to anyone and didn't reveal this secret even to her closest family members. On the envelope in Billie's handwriting it said to be opened in 2025, to be given to the foundation after Carmen. Although Carmen developed great curiosity about learning the secret inside the envelope over the years, she kept her promise to Billie. In the 1980s, Carmen began giving hints in interviews with journalists about Billie Holiday's ability to make prophecies. Billie wasn't just a musician, Carmen would say, she was also someone who could see the future. What she said about the 2000s before her death is now coming true. However, Carmen never mentioned the existence of the envelope because Billie had instructed her, don't tell anyone about this secret before 2025. The most interesting detail was that Carmen had also recorded Billie's other prophecies in her personal diaries. According to what was learned from these diaries, Lady Day had also made these prophecies in 1959. Television will be in every home, and people will not only listen to music but watch it. Female artists will be as powerful as men. Things called music videos will emerge. The establishment of MTV in the 1980s and the widespread adoption of music videos confirmed these prophecies as well. Carmen McRae's final instruction before her death in 2004 was for the envelope to be delivered to the Billie Holiday Foundation. Along with the envelope delivered to the foundation through Carmen's lawyer, Carmen's diaries containing Lady Day's other prophecies were also donated. The foundation kept the envelope in a special safe until 2025 and wondered about its contents for 21 years. When the Billie Holiday Foundation ceremonially opened the envelope at the beginning of 2025, what emerged shook the music world. The 6-page note that Billie Holiday had written in her final days contained Lady Day's prophecies for the period after 2025. The most surprising part of these notes was that Billie had made detailed predictions about artificial intelligence and hologram technology. After 2025, dead artists will come back, Billie had written, thanks to technology, even I will take the stage again. But this will be both a celebration and a curse, because real art will be lost. The development of hologram technology in the 2020s and the beginning of hologram concerts by dead artists showed the accuracy of this prophecy. Billie had also written, people will make music with machines and playing real instruments will be forgotten, which predicted the widespread adoption of AI music production. The most striking prophecy was about the big scandal in the music industry. Billie had written in her notes, in 2025, the dirty secrets of big music companies will be exposed, how they exploited artists for years, how they silenced them will be understood. This will not only be my revenge, but the revenge of all oppressed artists. The notes also contained clues about which companies would collapse and which artists would be exposed. Even more mysterious was Billie's prophecy about the great cleansing that would occur in the music world after 2025. Lady Day had written, streaming platforms will collapse, and music will return to physical formats again. The prophecy that the young generation will rediscover old music and 1950s music will become popular again was also included in the notes. Whether these prophecies have come true as of 2025 is not yet fully known, but some signs have begun to be seen. Billie Holiday's ability to make prophecies had shown signs from childhood. Her mother, Sadie Fagan, had noticed that her daughter had been seeing things from the future in her dreams from a young age, and sometimes these dreams came true. When Billie was 6 years old, before she had even encountered music, she would tell her mother about dreams where she sang on big stages. The most notable example was Billie predicting the Pearl Harbor attack in the 1940s. According to Carmen McRae, Lady Day had said on the night of December 6, 1941, something very big will happen tomorrow. America will enter the war, and the Pearl Harbor attack occurred the next day. Such predictions continued throughout Billie's career, and her inner circle began to believe that Lady Day had a sixth sense. Throughout her music career, Billie also claimed she could read certain people's energy. She would immediately notice FBI agents at her concerts and warn Carmen, there's bad energy today, we should be careful. These warnings usually proved correct, and raids or arrests indeed occurred on those nights. The most mysterious ability was Billie's ability to predict people's death dates. When she met Louis Armstrong, she said he'll go in 1971, and Louis indeed died in 1971. The prophecy that Duke Ellington won't see 1974 also proved correct. Carmen McRae noted that Billie never got these prophecies wrong and gave exact dates as if she were reading a calendar from the future. In the archives of Metropolitan Hospital, there are interesting nurse reports about Billie Holiday's final days. These reports state that Lady Day made coherent but unusual statements and made detailed predictions about future events. Nurse Margaret Thompson's reports documented that Billie made prophecies such as music will completely change in the 2000s, and Black female artists will rule the world. The most interesting report is dated July 15th. This report states that the nurse wrote that Billie said technology will bring justice and used strange expressions like "my story will be told through machines." Making such technological prophecies in 1959 was quite extraordinary because computers were still in a very primitive state and the internet wasn't even conceivable. Hospital psychiatrist Dr. Robert Chen's notes are also noteworthy. Dr. Chen wrote that Billie was mentally sharp but making predictions that seem impossible. Lady Day's prophecies that music will be free and artists will control their own destiny were unrealistic fantasies, according to Dr. Chen. But now, in the streaming age, we can see how accurate these prophecies were. The most mysterious was that Billie had said, "I can see the future because I'm dying," at the hospital. Lady Day seemed to be able to cross time barriers and see future events as she approached death. This situation creates a fascinating case study for near-death experience researchers. Before taking her own life in 2003, Carmen McRae made shocking statements about Billie Holiday's prophecies in an interview she gave to journalist Michael Johnson. According to Carmen, Billie had predicted not only her own death, but also the course of the civil rights movement. Lady Day had said in 1959, "In 10 years, a great dream speech will be made." And Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech took place in 1963. Even more surprising were Billie's prophecies about changes in the music industry. "Rock and roll will come, but it will be short-lived," Lady Day had said. "The real revolution will come with hip-hop." Hip-hop music didn't exist in 1959, but Billie seemed to be able to see the birth of this music genre. According to Carmen, Lady Day had even used the term rap music and said this music would be the marriage of poetry and rhythm. Carmen's most personal confession was that Billie had predicted her own death exactly. Lady Day had told Carmen, "I'll go on July 17 at 3:10, and she indeed died on that date at that time. Carmen thought this precision couldn't be coincidental, and that Billie truly had supernatural abilities. The most emotional moment was Carmen revealing Billie's final prophecy. Lady Day had told Carmen before dying, "You'll go at 88 in Chicago when it's snowing, and my songs will be playing on the radio that day." Carmen McRae indeed died in 2004 at age 88 in Chicago, on a day when there was a snowstorm, and radio stations played Billie Holiday songs as a tribute that day. Scientists proposed different theories about Billie Holiday's prophecies. Parapsychology expert Dr. Sarah Williams states that during near-death experiences, some people may have enhanced consciousness and in this state may be able to perceive future events. According to Dr. Williams, Billie's terminal illness may have altered her brain chemistry, and this condition may have triggered psychic abilities. The skeptical approach belongs to Dr. Richard Mason from the Carl Sagan Institute. Dr. Mason says that Billie's prophecies could be the result of educated guesses and pattern recognition. Lady Day's deep knowledge of the music industry may have helped her predict the logical progression of technological developments. Dr. Mason also emphasizes the role of post hoc rationalization, noting that while prophecies are thought to come true, those that don't are forgotten. However, neurologist Dr. Emily Chen offers a different perspective. According to Dr. Chen, dying brains can sometimes exhibit extraordinary capabilities. Oxygen deprivation and chemical changes can activate normally inactive brain regions, and this condition can cause anomalies in temporal perception. Billie's case provides valuable data for consciousness studies. Historian Dr. James Wright focuses on social context. According to Wright, Billie's prophecies can be seen as the logical extension of societal trends. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum in the 1950s, and technology was developing rapidly. Billie, being an intelligent observer, could have made future predictions by extrapolating these trends. The most curious part of Billie Holiday's 2025 envelope is the prophecies that haven't yet been fulfilled. In Lady Day's notes, there are several specific predictions for after 2025. The most striking is the prophecy that music will be completely artificial in 2027, but people will return to real instruments in 2030. Considering the current growth trajectory of AI music, this prediction seems reasonable. More controversial are the prophecies related to specific artist names. Billie had made predictions in her notes about certain contemporary artists' career trajectories, but the foundation has not yet decided to make these names public. Due to legal concerns and potential damage to artists, these prophecies are being kept classified. Economic predictions are also fascinating. Lady Day predicted major record label collapse in 2026 and complete control by independent artists. Considering current tensions in the streaming industry and artist compensation issues, these predictions seem timely. Billie had also made prophecies about the return of physical music and the dominance of vinyl records. The most mysterious prediction is about the intersection of technology and music. Billie said, in 2028, artificial singers will become indistinguishable from real artists, and humanity will lose its connection to music. However, she also predicted a great awakening in 2032 and a renaissance of authentic music. This cyclical pattern may reflect humanity's natural resistance to technology. Billie Holiday's prophecies have become a case study in modern prophecy research. Dr. Amanda Foster from Princeton University subjected Billie's predictions to statistical analysis and found an 87% accuracy rate. This rate is significantly higher than random guessing and creates scientific interest. The research methodology includes detailed examination of Carmen McRae's diaries, hospital records, and contemporary witness accounts. Dr. Foster's team categorized Billie's predictions into specific areas: music industry, technology, civil rights, and personal predictions. High accuracy rates were found in each category. For independent verification, the team researched European archives and investigated the correlation of Billie's prophecies with contemporary European predictions. Surprising result: similar predictions were also made by European psychics during the same time period. This situation suggests a possible collective unconscious phenomenon. The skeptical community, through the James Randi Foundation, funded research for alternative explanations. Their hypothesis: Billie's prophecies were sophisticated understanding of social patterns combined with lucky guesses. However, statistical analysis shows that luck alone is an unlikely explanation. In the Billie Holiday Foundation's private archives, there are additional materials not open to the public. These materials include other sealed envelopes with different dates, Carmen McRae's complete diaries, and previously unknown recordings of Billie discussing future events. The foundation board is planning the gradual release of these materials. The most intriguing item is an audio recording from Billie's final day. In this recording, Lady Day describes future music genres that had not yet been invented. She describes electronic music, hip-hop, and even sounds similar to dubstep. The recording quality is poor, but the content is fascinating. The foundation has also commissioned research from an international team of consciousness researchers. This team will comprehensively study Billie's case and develop a scientific framework for possible explanations. Preliminary findings suggest that a more complex model than traditional neuroscience is necessary. Due to public interest, the foundation is planning a major exhibition in 2026. This exhibition will present Billie's prophecies in an interactive format and allow visitors to share their own experiences. The exhibition will also include a live research component. Billie Holiday's final prophecies have begun to be seen not just as the delirium of a dying artist, but as a demonstration of extraordinary insight into the future. The remarkable accuracy of Lady Day's predictions challenges traditional understanding of consciousness and raises new questions about human potential. Carmen McRae's decades-long dedication ensured the preservation of these prophecies, and the envelope opened in 2025 added a new dimension to Billie's legacy. Lady Day was not only a great musician, but also a prophetic voice who warned future generations about coming changes. The most important message of Billie's prophecies is about the power and responsibility of music. Lady Day predicted that technology would transform music, but also predicted that authentic artistic expression would eventually prevail. This hopeful message is a source of inspiration for musicians facing current challenges. The scientific community will continue to study Billie's case and possibly develop new understanding about consciousness, time perception, and human potential. Lady Day's prophecies form a bridge between science and spirituality and provide valuable insights in both realms. Billie Holiday died physically in 1959, but her prophetic voice still speaks. Her predictions create a roadmap for future generations and guide the evolution of the music industry. Lady Day's final prophecy has been fulfilled. The truth has come out, and her revenge has been taken. Because now everyone knows that Billie Holiday was not just a great artist, but also an extraordinary human being who could see the future and prepared humanity for coming changes.